AI and employee benefits are not two terms that we normally put together, but there's a lot of things in artificial intelligence that can really enhance the employee benefit experience for everyone involved, HR and employees alike. My name is Sean with botable.ai, and I am going to discuss how AI is being implemented in employee benefits to make everyone's life easier. First, let's talk about the open enrollment problem. And if you're in HR, you're very familiar with this whole stage of everything because it's a headache. Employees they get this new list of options that they have maybe during open enrollment, and they spend company time reviewing these plans, even if they're asked not to. They're unsure if they make the right choice in the end. Maybe they're asking HR a ton of questions, and a lot of them are repetitive. And eventually, they actually make the wrong selections because they don't have the information that they need or it's too confusing. So let's talk about this in a real world scenario. Maybe this person named Martin, they have a situation where they're choosing between four new health plans. And the problem is he asks a question. He's like, I've got this procedure coming up. And HR doesn't respond immediately because they're busy. A lot of people are asking questions. He has too much on his plate and he makes a snap decision. Turns out that was the wrong one. And now he doesn't have his procedure covered. And now he's in hot water. He blames HR. He blames the company. So AI can give Martin that instant response. It's personalized because it knows what Martin had selected last year, and there's visibility from HR. They can see this conversation happening. They can chime in whenever. And this varies in terms of you can either have it run on its own and give responses and just have HR have it visible. It can ping HR whenever it responds, or it can even be something as simple as it writes the response first, asks a HR person whether or not this is approved, and then it can respond from there. That way it just takes less time. There's a lot of variance there. But you see how that solved Martin's issue because now he got his fast answer that was personalized to his needs, and HR has visibility and is aware of the situation. So let's talk about these four ways, right? Data-driven decisions for employees is so important, and they don't have time to sit down and analyze, right? They're doing work for you. They're making the organization work and flow and perform. They don't have as much time to dedicate to themselves. But you, as an organization, are providing them benefits and you want them to have the best of what you offer for their needs. So having data-driven decisions that are personalized to the individual at scale is where kind of the magic happens. Predictive analytics. So for example, Martin might be giving some what if scenarios to the AI and can talk through, well, what if I get in a car accident? What if my wife is pregnant and it turns out to be a really complicated pregnancy, a high risk pregnancy? What would my costs look like? Then 24/7 support, meaning he can ask these questions at any time, right? On the weekends, at night, 4 in the morning. If he wakes up and has a nightmare about this, he can ask the chatbot about his employee benefits and work through those things. You can start to see how not only this applies for open enrollment, but also for things like the 401k or whatever. So health and wellness, right? We have lots and lots of options generally when you're providing your employees benefits and giving them that smart plan comparison, having a virtual health advisor saying like, well, what are you experiencing? What are some things you need covered? And then having these predictive interventions saying like, well, you're in your 40s, maybe it's a good idea to have this sort of coverage because this is pretty common, right? So this all leads back to employee engagement and culture, right? So you have employees that are engaging with this AI chatbot and they're getting these awesome feedback, whatever. And now they're actively contributing to this tool and it can continually improve every year that you have open enrollment. And this is open all year long, right? So they can ask questions to the chatbot during the year about their health insurance. And you have this engagement that allows this continuous improvement loop to get better every time. So some really cool things that AI is being implemented across. Hyper-personalization, we talked about that. Financial ecosystems, I mentioned 401ks. People have a lot of trouble understanding what it means. And so just having something there they can ask questions to that is familiar with those specific systems. And then of course, adaptive learning, meaning when you're training your employees, you can set this thing up to give them the right data. And these are just some other ways other than specifically open enrollment. The path forward is invest in something that is going to be future proof. And artificial intelligence is going to give your HR team the resources it needs to give the best benefits to your employees. And this is something that is going to make your life easier in the hardest times. The stuff like answering the really basic questions that can get taken over, and so that you can really solve problems for the people that you work for. If you're an HR team, throw this to your people. This is something that is changing the game, making life so much easier for everybody involved, and it's something that you should get implemented today. And we'd love to help you analyze your situation and where AI can help and see how we can work together. So we hope to hear from you soon.